are breast and bottle feeding their babies on the streets of Westminster this morning. It's part of 2 weeks of protest by the campaign group Extinction Rebellion, who are demanding urgent action on climate change. Nearly 600 people have so far been arrested since the protest started on Monday. And today is day 3. And our reporter Catherine Nye is at Parliament Square with some of the women taking part in this morning's nursing. Hi, Catherine.
Morning, Vic. This is day 3 of a planned 2 weeks of protests by Extinction Rebellion. It's their first major action since they brought parts of London to a virtual standstill in April. In those protests, there were more than 1,000 arrests. As you say, this time already more than 600, and that's what Extinction Rebellion want. They are trying to cause a stir, make people listen, and they've been doing a lot of stunts. Over the last few days, we've seen protesters glued to the Department for Transport. They've had a wedding on Westminster Bridge. There's been a hearse at Trafalgar Square. And this morning's no different. I'm at what's being called a nurse-in. It's a play on the traditional protest sit-in, where mums are feeding their babies to make a statement about their concerns for the planet and their worries for the future of their children. I've got 3 of the mums with me now, and I'm going to come first to Anna, because Anna, you've got one of the littlest babies here, 6 weeks old. I presume this is not where you'd want to be, so why are you here?
I'm here because I need to protect her future. I need to do everything I can. I'm frightened. I don't know what's going to happen. It really brought it home to me when my older daughter, when I was pregnant, asked me what was going to happen when she had a baby, and I couldn't answer her. I don't know. And I want to do everything I can to ensure that she has a future.
I know some Extinction Rebellion protesters have decided against having children completely because of their worries about the planet. Is that something you thought about?
I thought hard about it. To be honest, I didn't actually know the scale of the problem. I think it's changed quite a lot, the kind of public understanding of it, just in the last few months. But I understand that from people. I was already pregnant by the time I understood that. So, and it served to make me even more frightened about what the future holds.
I'm going to come to Hester now. You're here with your little one as well. One of the problems about Extinction Rebellion's protests is that they cause huge disruption, and for some people they actually turn them off the climate debate. Is that something that worries you?
Yeah, I mean, in April I'm a fitness instructor, so I was going from club to club teaching classes, saw everyone protesting, and I heard all the grumblings and the commuters saying, oh, everyone's in the way, and it just made me feel so sad. I thought, well, this is not a selfish act. This is a humanitarian act. We're doing this because we really, really care. It's the most important thing that's happening at this time, and it's been the most important thing on the global agenda for the past 20 years, but it's always sidelined, always, and finally we've got some momentum, so it's exciting, and I'm really happy to look around and see so many mothers here and so many children, because we're raising this generation to be awake. You know, they are the generation that have to, they've got no time. They've got no time at all. We always thought there'd be more time. The 2050 predictions are just, they're out the window.
For some people, though, this does just look like a bunch of middle-class mums with clearly some time on their hands making a scene. And I know some people in your own family aren't that keen on you doing this. Do you worry about putting people off rather than attracting people to a cause?
Yeah, and I think the environment movement in the past has got it wrong, you know, being too preachy, for instance. And I was always seen in my family as the problem one, because I used to come over to my mum's house and my stepdad's house and turn off the TVs and turn off all the lights and say, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And I would constantly find myself in arguments. I refused to fly. I upset my mother because I wouldn't go somewhere with her. And I said, it's not about you. This is much, much bigger than that. And I now have a 9-year-old daughter who I want to feel is confident that I'm hearing her. She feels depressed by this situation. It's in her lifetime. It's even before she reaches voting age, we're really going to see everything go into runaway climate change, runaway global warming.
And are there other changes that you of mums have made in your life as well as coming here and making this sort of protest?
Yeah, so I have stopped flying. My partner stopped flying. He took a train to Geneva recently rather than flying. We are nearly cut out totally meat. We try and avoid using our car as much as possible. We have a cargo bike to take our children around, which is really, really fun. Really enjoy it. And all of those things are really good for our health as well. All of those things together mean that we're more active and our diet is better, and it can't be a negative. Take the steps that we're taking.
So these mums are going to be here for the next hour or so. Plenty more stunts expected over the next 2 weeks, and likely to be a lot more arrests.